Lionel Messi has asked to leave Barcelona, so without him there, Ronald Koeman can get along with this brand new generation of Barcelona talent. So today I'm going to look at potentially what a Ronald Koeman side back at the top of European football will look like in 3 years' time. So first off, yeah, of course we're assuming that Koeman will still be in charge, but we'll be looking at the goalkeeper, and I still think it's going to be Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now, of course, I know you're expecting a bigger surprise 3 years into the future, and we could have one, but ter Stegen's only 28 at the moment. In 3 years, he'll be 31, and if you look at the longevity of goalkeepers in general, but German goalkeepers especially, with the likes of Manuel Neuer, I've no doubt in my mind that at 31, ter Stegen will probably just be past the midway point in his career with plenty of top years left to go, so he'll still be keeping in between the sticks for Barcelona. Moving on to the right back spot, and I'm going to go for Serginho Dest. At the moment, it's clear Nelson Semedo is just not good enough. The 20-year-old Dest currently playing at Ajax is a Barcelona fan from his childhood and definitely loves the club. The only thing standing in their way is Bayern Munich. Apparently, the German Giants have been after the fullback for quite a while now, and it looks like he'll have to make a decision between the two. Honestly, when you look at the likes of Benjamin Pavard at Bayern, Dest is probably going to get more playing time at Barcelona, and if he does, in 3 years' time, at 23 years old, with plenty of experience behind him, I think he'll be a fantastic right-back within European football. Moving into the centre now, and there's quite a few options for centre-back, and only one of them is actually at the club now, and that is Clement Lenglet. He'll be 28 in a few years' time, and that will be the perfect age. He'll be at his peak of his powers, he'll be a key player with loads of experience in the squad, and still a fantastic defender. In fact, all the talk about PK leaving, not leaving, his downfall, is he still as good? The same with Samuel Umtiti and Jean-Claude Todibo leaving the club. People are kind of sleeping on how good Lenglet actually is. So alongside him as the right-footed centre-back, and I know we're talking about the future of Barca, and maybe they'll be bringing up more talents from La Masia, their academy, instead of making big money signings, but if they are going to splash the cash, I can see Matthijs de Ligt at the club. Now, yes, he chose Juventus over Barcelona last season when he left Ajax, but I still think that with the whole Dutch, Ronald Koeman, Johan Cruyff, Barcelona, Ajax kind of history, he'll still end up at the Nou Camp. He's got a release clause in his contract for around 150 million euros, but I think that only comes into play after 3 years. So 3 years of playing with Juventus, in Serie A, in the Champions League, learning from the likes of Chiellini and Bonucci, and in notoriously a very defensive league, he's going to have brilliant experience to become an even better defender, and by that time, he'll still only be 24 years old. It's so easy to forget how young Matthijs de Ligt is, but I think it'll be a fantastic option for Barcelona. Of course, alongside this, there are two other options that they could bring in. One of them is Dayot Upamecano, who they've been linked with, but it looks like he might be staying at Leipzig for one more season at least. And the other one is Eric Garcia. He actually was a Barcelona player, left to Manchester City, and it looks like after telling Pep Guardiola he doesn't want to play for the club any longer, he will be heading back to his former club. He's kind of got a Gerard Piqué feel to him. Left the club, Piqué obviously went to Manchester United, then came back a few years later to take his centre-back throne. I can see Garcia doing the same, or we'll probably see him in and around the squad within the years to come at the Nou Camp. Into the left-back spot now, and someone who maybe there in 3 years' time, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be at Barcelona in the immediate future as well, and it's Jose Gaya. The left-back currently playing at Valencia is 25 years old, and he's pretty much a younger Jordi Alba. He's a flying left-back with a brilliant delivery, really good at attacking, and pretty solid in defence as well. I've never seen a more Barcelona fullback that just doesn't play for Barcelona quite yet. With Valencia's current problems as well in the financial department, I'm pretty sure even with Barcelona not having so much money this summer, they'll still be able to bring him in. Moving into the midfield now, and it's an obvious one because he's Barcelona's midfielder, and now he's Barcelona's midfielder of the future, and I'm sure he'll be there for the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It's Frenkie de Jong. The reason being that, well, Sergio Busquets at age 33 has been told by new manager Ronald Koeman that he may have to take a bit of a back seat because de Jong is the future. We've seen it this season, he's got all the capabilities of being a top midfielder, and he'll only get better with experience. In 3 years' time, he'll be 26 years old and probably not even at the peak of his powers just yet. He will, though, be in a Barcelona midfield that I think is going to be a little bit like the old Xavi Iniesta Busquets days, full with talent from the youth academy. Now, that's no pressure on the next player, but We'll wait. Now that's no pressure on the next player, but he is being tipped as one of the best young players to come out of Barcelona's academy in the last few years, and that is Riqui Puig, an unbelievable central midfield player who's really got that Iniesta type feel to him. Quite slight of frame, but with an incredible spatial awareness, touch on the ball, and passing range. You can see him making that transition from the deeper lying role from De Jong, taking the ball and linking with the forwards exceptionally well. If not him, then another youth prospect to keep an eye on is Ilaix Moriba. Now he's the young player who's come through and definitely has potential, not as much as Riqui Puig, and certainly isn't as near the first team squad, but with a loan here or there, I'm sure will develop into a nice young player. Alongside this, and there could be a bit of a Dutch influence in this midfield alongside De Jong, and that is former teammate Donny van de Beek. Yes, I know this is the third former Ajax player who could potentially be at Barcelona, but it's a realistic deal. Even this summer, so much has been made of Van de Beek's exploits at Ajax, especially in their run to the semi-finals of the Champions League, and it's quite amazing that he's still at the club. You can see him in the midfield position going forwards because, well, he can play anywhere along the front three as well. At Ajax, he was even played as a false nine on the odd occasion and has often started games out wide too. Van de Beek in a midfield three has got all the hallmarks of an unbelievable Barcelona player. Nimble, agile, incredibly technical, and can definitely have a few goals and assists per season as well. If not him, there's also the chance for Carlos Aleñá to get into the squad too, a slightly more physical player considering his height and his build, but still, nonetheless, obviously, because he's come from the academy, a brilliant technical midfielder. I'm not quite sure whether he's ready to burst into the scene and make the spot his own just yet, but who knows? This is 3 years' time, so we could see a completely different footballing landscape. What we do know is, without Lionel Messi, Barcelona will be different regardless. Moving into the front three now, and there's a familiar face on the left wing, and it's Ansu Fati. Breaking into the first team at 16 years old, setting all sorts of records like the youngest Champions League goal scorer, the kid is set for superstardom. He's even started alongside Messi and loads of the other talents they've got in this team, like the likes of Suarez and of course De Jong's in there too, Piqué. He'll be one of them in 3 years who'll be harking back to the old days when Messi was running the show for Barcelona. On the left wing, he is unbelievable with all the speed and technical ability that you'll need as a Barcelona player going forwards. The maddest thing is, and I've just mentioned his age, that in 2023, he'll be just 20 years old. That's still enough to qualify him for the Golden Boy Award. Utterly insane. On the right hand side though is someone who's actually quite new to the club, having signed from Braga and then been back on loan to them. That is Trincao. Now the Portuguese player has been dubbed the next Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's pretty much because he's an attacking player in a wide position and is a youngster coming from Portugal. But there's no way that Barcelona would have spent the amount of money they did on such a youngster if they didn't think that he had potential. He's pretty calm with both feet, even though he is naturally a left-footed player. From that right-hand side, cuts inside onto his left and can definitely find the back of the net. Remind you of someone? Maybe just a little bit like Messi. Not saying it's going to be the next one, because that's pretty damn difficult. Alongside this is also Alex Collado from the Youth Academy, and on top of this as well, they've just brought in Pedri, a young attacking star who looks like he could take La Liga by storm if he also fulfills his potential. And lastly but not least, we come to that attacking position, and yes, there has been much talk about it this summer because it looks like a move may be happening, and no, it's not going to be Antoine Griezmann. It's not going to be Luis Suarez. He's been told that he can leave the club, and instead, I'm sure Lautaro Martinez will eventually wind up at the Nou Camp within the next 3 years. Maybe not this summer if they can't scramble the money together or offer however many players Barcelona are looking at offering to Inter Milan, but eventually he'll be there replacing Luis Suarez up top and banging in the goals for Barcelona. Literally a ready-made replacement for Suarez. And when he's got this kind of team behind him, creating chances, playing in the balls behind, because he's exceptionally quick, and just genuinely being part of a fantastic team, I'm sure Martinez will be able to bang in the goals. He may not be getting as many as Messi, but then not too many players are. So there you have it. That is a potential team for Barcelona in 2023. But what do you guys think? There's no right or wrong answers, it's just an opinion of yours. You guys let me know which players you think will rise up and take the first team by storm from the academy, who they'll be bringing in, and what the team will look like in a few years' time. Is this team strong enough to win La Liga and the Champions League in 2023? You guys let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.